From Denver 7, this is 7 News.
Now on 7 News at 5:30, a strange sighting above Boulder County a week ago. 3 lights in the night sky. The folks who saw them are asking, was this something from out of this world? Tonight, the Federal Aviation Administration says it saw nothing out of the ordinary Sunday night when that video was shot.
And DIA isn't commenting on the situation, but plenty of others are. The lights were spotted near Lafayette, and witnesses have since posted videos on YouTube. Thousands have viewed them, so now this story is creating a buzz online. So we want to know, could the lights be UFOs?
For some perspective, we're joined by Doug Wilson, who is the chief investigator for, now, is it MUFON? Is that
MUFON.
MUFON, all right. It's a Colorado-based network here, a UFO network here in Colorado. And Brian Bonner is here as well with the Rocky Mountain Paranormal Research Society.
All right, so we're going to start with Doug. Your group is tasked with investigating. How do you go about doing that?
Well, first I'd like to clear it up. We're actually an international organization.
Okay.
We just happen to be the Colorado chapter.
Okay.
The way we would investigate something like this is I currently have 4 of my best investigators on it. They're looking into it. They've contacted all of the police agencies. They've contacted NORAD. They've contacted the Air Force, all of the local bases. We're covering every angle of it we possibly can, but we do investigate to find out what this may or may not have been.
So when you talk to those agencies, you're interviewing them or finding out those who actually saw things?
Well, we're doing both. I have 4 investigators on it.
Right.
Each investigator is working the case separately. They're working with the witnesses. Then they're also, at the same time, checking out all of the other angles with the police, the Air Force, and any other agency we can come up with that may possibly help us to figure this out.
Okay, Brian, so this event takes place last Sunday. There are 3 different sources for the videos that we've seen on YouTube.
Right.
You're a skeptic when it comes to these things. What do you think about when you see this? You say, yeah, but...
Well, when you say skeptic, it's skeptic by the true meaning of the word.
Okay.
We have to stay open and look at all possibilities.
Okay.
And with something like this, obviously, we're looking for a natural cause before we're looking for some sort of extraterrestrial cause.
Okay.
Just because the extraterrestrial cause has never been proven. So by looking at natural causes, we feel that we'll be able to come up with a much more reasonable explanation.
And then the FAA has also said that nothing really out of the ordinary happened last Sunday.
Absolutely, but when you look into it, there have been a lot of unusual flights in the area due to the fires that we've been having.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
And a lot of the things that have been reported, depending on how many lights they say they've seen, it really varies and in what direction these were moving.
Right.
But there are a lot of slurry bombers, a lot of helicopters and things like that that could really account for these. The wind speed that we've been having problems with can really bog those planes down. So
That's interesting.
when you look at some of the things like this, we think we have some really, at least, good possibilities as far as
some
what
good
this may have
questions
been.
there.
All right, so let's turn to Doug then and comment on what he's saying here and add to that, what proof do you have?
Well, that's exactly the whole thing about MUFON. We do not have proof, we look for proof.
Okay.
We do the investigating. It's true that there's all kinds of possibilities going on right now. We're not subscribing to any specific one. We are looking into the possibility. You can tell what kind of aircraft you're seeing at nighttime by the configuration of the lights. We're checking all of that out, looking to see if there's any possibility of it being something more prosaic. MUFON never approaches an investigation with the idea of this is a UFO sighting as far as it's extraterrestrial. UFO simply means unidentified flying object. That's what we're investigating. We're trying to decide what it is. 80% of all cases MUFON takes on end up having a prosaic explanation. The other 20%...
What do you mean by that, a prosaic explanation?
Anything from a helicopter or an airplane seen at night to a particularly interesting pattern of stars or even insects. We have all kinds of explanations on file. Of the 20% that's left, we figure about 10% of it, or another section, 50% of that could be prosaic. We just don't have enough information to show that. Nobody will go into our files and see an explanation of an extraterrestrial vehicle. That's not what we look for. We look for every possibility. The ones that we cannot prove, Those are the ones we turn over to the experts who then analyze.
All right, guys,
Okay.
I'm sorry, we're out of time, but thank you very much for all of that. And both gentlemen, we appreciate you being here.
Definitely. Thank you
If
both.
anybody could get us the names of the folks with that footage, we're looking for those people. We need
Okay,
those
move
people.
on.
Good to
Move
know.
on.
Thank you. And by the way, we have posted a link to the YouTube video on our website, thedenverchannel.com. Just click on that big red TV button.
All right, it's time now to recap some of our top stories on this Sunday. Crews are fighting a grass fire in Douglas County near the Ridgegate Parkway and I-25. Investigators